What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and today I want to talk the patch. I want to give you my verdict, impressions, analysis, whatever all the buzzwords everybody's using. I want to talk about the effect this patch has had on Battlefield 4. Now, some of you are going to say, what took so long? You're several days late and all that. I don't consider it late. I don't know how you could really do a very quick video on this type of a patch. A lot of the features in this patch are very subtle. They're behind the scenes. The type of patch that you have to play a lot with. You have to almost relearn the game. I know the pace of Battlefield 4 seemingly has changed for me a little bit. And you have to really put the time in. You have to get used to all that so that you can analyze the subtleties. You can see how certain little things have changed. That's what I tried to do over the weekend, and I did do that. I played a lot for me. I played with the Battlefield All-Stars group. We had a whole bunch of different game modes, different servers, different regions, all these things. And I feel like I've kind of educated myself a lot more on this patch and some of the effects I feel like it's had. Now, I do know that I titled this video Battlefield 4 Patch Verdict. And let me get right out and tell you, I don't have a verdict. And that's kind of the state we live in Battlefield 4. This game is incomplete. It's not finished. It's hard to analyze in that sense. I have some impressions of it, obviously, and I have some good, some bad, and some, yeah. But I can't really tell you if it's a good patch or not because we don't know where we're going from here, and I'm going to touch on that at the end. So let's get right into the good. The spawn-in black screen. This is unequivocally great job, DICE. They fixed this, and that kind of surprises me because if you paid attention, you listen to DICE, they were kind of hinting at the fact that this was quote-unquote necessary. And I felt like they were almost preparing us to be told that they can't fix this. I thought the only way they might fix it is kind of a band-aid fix where you're spawned in or your character's invisible, but it's actually there. And I was afraid they were going to do that because I could just see myself shooting and my bullets hitting invisible players and infuriating me even more. But that's not even necessary to talk about right now because they actually fixed this. This is much better. It has a nice effect on the game. I know I'm able to communicate a lot better, spawning, get into the action much safer, much quicker, and it will have effects on your gameplay. Again, very good job on this. You actually fixed this. This gives me a lot of hope for fixing a lot of these other issues with the engine and the quote-unquote netcode, because I kind of worried that this was so tangled up in knots in that engine and that code that they weren't going to be able to fix it. Well, they did. And this is a nice clean fix. It works much, much, much better. It gives me hope for a lot of other things. Now, I wanted to kind of hit on the hit registration. I feel like it is a little tighter. Now, I'm not sure still, and I told you I played several days, if this is just kind of a placebo effect because I want it to be tighter, but it certainly feels like I get my hit registration quite a bit better. But that does vary from server to server, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit when I talk about the packet loss icon. Chat colors, such a subtle, silly little thing, but now that it's in there, it's like, what have I done without this? It's so nice. You just quickly identify who's raging. Is it your teammates? Is it your enemies? Who, all these things. It's just a nice little fix. It's a nice touch. I'm glad it's in there. The enemy Doritos, they fade with distance. A couple of guys have touched on this, a couple of guys haven't. When you spot an enemy and he's very, very far away, the Dorito, the little triangle is going to be, a little smaller to him. It's going to give you some perception on how far away he is. This is kind of nice because I know, like, you're supposed to have line of sight and all these things, but sometimes through a bush or something like that, you almost accidentally spot somebody and you think he's like running up on you and you feel like the gunfight's imminent and you're emptying a magazine through this shrub. Only by then when nothing happens, you get up and walk away, you see the guy's like 3 miles away on a tank or something. So this is a nice little feature. I'm glad they added it. It's not a huge game-breaking effect, but it's a step in the right direction in that regards. Now let's talk about that packet loss icon. If you don't know, the 4 like little squares in your upper right-hand corner, I'm told that that's an indicator of packet loss. And this is inevitably, I think, so that DICE can go back and see some of these popular YouTube videos that someone will be like, oh my god, look at this terrible netcode. And if this icon is up, they're going to be like, well, that's not netcode, that's your connection. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily a cop-out or an excuse on DICE's part to be able to be like, see, it's not us, it's your connection, or what, or if it's an actual kind of QA tool for them to kind of figure out what's going on with the game. I hope it's the latter. But what I notice here is I get this a lot sometimes on some servers, and I don't get this at all in a whole nighttime. Now, my connection is a really good connection. It's like 50-10 or something, very consistent. But every now and then, it'll just crap out for like a minute. And so I expect to see this. It's just my connection. I complain to my ISP up and down, left and right. I get it sometimes. I know this. But I seem to be getting it all the time in Battlefield 4 beforehand, and even on the night of the launch and things. But it seems like some servers are worse than others, and that would make sense. Some of these server providers probably aren't providing what they should be, so some of these servers can't quite handle it. I'm not tech. I'm just understanding not all servers are created equal, not all connections are created equal, and we certainly know not all games are created equal. I think all kind of mix into a pot, and we get this whole thing we call netcode. The icon's good because at least I can look very quick and see, well, maybe it's my connection, maybe it's not, maybe this is just rubber banding from the game. It gives me some indicator of what's going on here. I do notice that I'm getting better hit reg. especially when I don't have these icons. So that would obviously work together. So again, I'm not sure about the hit reg. It could be a placebo effect. I'm a Battlefield fanboy. I want it to get better. Is it actually getting better, or am I just having a good weekend to play? I don't know. Certainly does seem to be getting a little bit better for me. Now, before I move on to bad, some of you are going to be like, whoa, Kulprit, you forgot something. You forgot the headshot notifier. And I actually had that listed in the good. Well, now it's kind of in between because it seems to not work very well, to be quite honest. When you first get in, you get that first, you die, you're like, oh, sweet, all right, at least it told me why I died so quick. And then you're like me and you're cruising around and you bail out of that helicopter and you hit the ground, the helicopter falls on your head and kills you. You know, you get that killed in action, but you get the headshot notifier. So, to me, clearly, I think there's a damage threshold on this. It has nothing to do with you getting shot in the head. This is kind of a, spackle over a problem kind of solution. It is a damage threshold. Anything over, say, like 50 damage, they automatically give you the headshot icon. This is kind of a cheat for them. What are you going to do? I don't really think knowing that, it doesn't really give me much information, because I use the headshot notifier to understand how I lost an engagement. It's kind of worthless in that regards for me. I know people that have gotten at all kinds of things, C4, all kinds of. I think anytime you take more damage than they think you should, they're just going to give you the headshot notifier. Again, is this kind of a a band-aid over the whole netcode problem, where now they're just going to throw you this headshot notifier, be like, see, that's why you died in one shot, not because there's a one-hit kill bug? I don't know. Time will tell, but it's sketchy to say the least. Let's get into the bad. Now, the first 2 nights of the patch, would that be Thursday night, Friday night? Yeah, Thursday, Friday night, I was crashing a lot. Like, a lot. Like, out of 10 matches, I probably crashed 8 times. And I was playing with a squad of 5. We were all having the same experience. It was terrible. We're trying to get a squad gameplay. It was very hard for us to do that because one of us was always out of the game. Not one of us crashed in that match. No, one of us was always continuously out of the game trying to get back into a server. It was really, really bad. Seems to have alleviated a little bit on Saturday night. I haven't played since then, Super Bowl and all that. So again, this could be server-specific type of thing. May not be. Maybe they've done something to clean it up. I couldn't tell you. It's not very consistent for me. But when it's bad, it's bad. So if you're having problems, trust me, I understand. It's very, very frustrating. And I was really kind of annoyed and angry at DICE at this point because it was almost unplayable to me. If I wasn't playing with those guys for the All-Star crew trying to get gameplays, I would have quit and got off and played another game. Absolutely. But then we played Saturday. I didn't crash once. Now, other guys in my squad did. I did not. So there you go. Make what sense of that as you can. I can't. Again, this is why I've taken a while to talk about this patch, because just certain things don't stack up. They don't make a lot of sense yet. Audio glitching goes right with that technical. Obviously I know on TDM I'm hearing there's really like no audio. I had it on other matches. I believe it was Rush. The audio didn't even like go out. It just went really, really, really low. Like I felt like I turned my speakers down. But that wasn't the case. So there's audio glitches, obviously. Again, in the technical sense, there's the one-hit kill bug. I get killed by the one-hit kill way more than I ever did. Now, if you sit back and think about it, this makes sense. If they've tightened up the hit reg and the game's playing a little bit smoother, which it does feel, I should have touched on that in the good. The game feels a little smoother, a little tighter, just in movement-wise and things. If you improve those things, if you improve the hit reg, you improve the overall feel and fluidity of the gameplay, well, guess what? More bullets are going to get on target. That means more opportunity for the one-hit kill to glitch out and kill you. So it sort of makes sense. I know I feel like I'm getting one-hit killed way more. Hey, who knows? It could be something with the new buffed-up DMRs. I don't know. I really don't. Some other a little more minor bad things are the bomb spotted on defuse. If you're carrying the bomb of defuse, you're always on the minimap. You're always spotted. This is ridiculous. Ruins the entire defuse game mode. The whole point of defuse is, stealth, anticipation, like white knuckle play, that kind of thing, and this ruins that. One of the most annoying things about this, which I've already seen some resolving of, the admin yell text. You guys know the text across your screen. Holy crap, this is annoying. Can we turn this off? No, I think it's up to the admins, and I've already seen some admins. Again, we played on Saturday night. I don't know that I saw this at all. If I did, it was very, very little. But that first night or two, holy crap, you couldn't play this game. There's so much text on your screen. I think that's kind of a legacy thing for old server settings where the yell text didn't do that. So admins used the yells to make, in the chat box, like everything all caps and things. I don't know exactly, but that's my theory. I've never been really a server admin myself. So as good admins on good servers start to realize that this is annoying, I think that's going to change, and I think I already have seen that. The high value target after one kill. A lot of you guys aren't going to care about this. It's not going to make much sense to you or whatever. This is not very good, I don't think. This is just going to increase the ability to troll tremendously. We were actually doing it to each other. I think it was Game Tab jumped in on the enemy team as we were kind of first formulating our squad, and he was the commander on the old squad, and he was just, I think, was it Clouded? He was just dropping stuff on Clouded. He was marking him as a high-value target all the time. Like one kill, you can mark him. So in essence, what that means is he's always on the minimap. He's always marked. All the enemy is just wave after wave coming at him. Now, we had some fun with it because me and him were just trying to hold this King of the Hill on Zavod, I think it was, in one of those bunkers, just trying to kill people, and we made the best of it. But in the wrong hands, this could be really, really annoying, especially for people like YouTubers or just anybody that might be having a good game. Suddenly that commander, every time you get a kill, that commander can designate you high-value target, which means you're on the minimap and all the enemies are going to come right at you. Mortars are going to come at you, everything. Let's change this a little bit. I'd like to see that set. I just want to say that, like, I don't care. Like, I spoke to you a little bit about how I feel like the speed and pace of Battlefield 4 has changed. I do. I think it's a little faster. Feels faster to me. Now, it's starting to settle down as I put more time in, and I adapt. And I have no problem with that. I don't expect Battlefield 4 to be a clone of Battlefield 3. It's a new game. It could have a new playstyle. I don't care if it's faster, slower, campy, run and gun. Don't care. I'll adapt. What I care about is being consistent, and I do feel like this was a little bit more of a step further towards consistency. There's a little more fluidity in the movement. There's a little more snappiness to the guns movement and things like that. Again, I felt like the hit reg was tightened a little bit. Again, it could all be placebo effect. I'm not sure. I'm human. I'm no different than anybody else. But as long as we're making a movement in that direction to more consistency, whether then I can take, as myself as a gamer, go in there, all right, this is not my normal gameplay style, but I'm going to learn it because I want to be good at Battlefield 4. That's what I'm going to do. That's why I enjoy these games. I like to learn. I like to work. I like to improve. We need the consistency. We need the feedback on why I died, when I died, how I died, all these things, which is coming along. Obviously, the headshot notifier was a step, but then it kind of is fraudulent, so I'm not really sure about that. Give me the, you know, the feedback on what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, so I can improve. Give me consistency in the gameplay, which I'm seeing strides in, and I'll be happy. Now, with all that said, is this a good patch, bad patch? Hard to say. Again, it's going to take some time. I'll tell you what it is. It's a good first step. This is a good first patch in a very busy February. This is not a good patch where we wait 6 months or 6 weeks, 8 weeks for another one. That's not acceptable. This is a good first patch in 4 patches we get in February. And hopefully by the end of February, and when the second assault is out, we have a nice tightened up game with some improved play. That's what this could be. Only time will tell. Like always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. How are you experiencing the game since? Do you like the direction it's going? Don't tell me if it's enough or not, because I know it's not. The game is not fixed yet. We all know that. You shouldn't have been expecting one patch to do that. Like I said, hopefully this is one patch and many more very soon. I think we all deserve that. I think it's time for that, and I think it's put up or shut up time for them. Titanfall's around the corner. Weather's going to start getting better in another month or two. Now or never, guys. Now or never. So, like always, guys, thanks so much for the support. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Really helps me out, and I will talk to you soon, guys. Take care.